Some of you came and said that, oh, you know what, if I got a higher purchase loan, it means I don't pay anything because I pay for the tenor, and it's good, you should take it. If it's a house property, or you think twice because of compound interest. But this is the fact, guys. The fact is, for this 6 months period, interest will be charged.
Hi guys, so as we know, today the hot topic is once again the bank moratorium. All right, and as we flash back to the start of the MCO, the government, or more precisely Bank Negara, announced that all banks will be offering 6-month moratorium of your loans, okay, to ease your burden during this challenging MCO period, because a lot of people are facing difficulty in earnings. So at that time when this initiative was announced, all right, there was also a common understanding by a lot of people. Okay, and this is perpetuated by a specific voice message that's been widely circulated on social media. So a lot of people came to the understanding that in this 6 months, our loans will be deferred. We don't have to pay our loans for these 6 months, and we won't be accumulating extra interest. And wow, what a fantastic deal, right? You get this 6 months, you don't have to pay your loan, and you don't have to accumulate any extra interest. The decision whether to take up that moratorium or not, regardless whether you need it or not, it's an easy one. I mean, why not take that cash, keep that cash in hand, and then 6 months later only pay, because you are not losing anything at all. Okay, and honestly, in this time where you do not really know how long your current stream of income will last, it is still a good idea. It is a good idea to stockpile as much cash in hand as possible. Okay, of course, if let's say like your income is affected right now, then taking up the moratorium is a no-brainer. You take it so that you can breathe easier during this 6 months. But you see, the thing also is that at that time, with the assumption that there would be no interest charge, it is still a good thing for even those who can afford to take up the moratorium. All right, on top of stockpiling cash, as I said earlier, it also puts more money in the pockets of people, so that, you know, collectively the society has better spending power to keep the economy running. Okay, I can totally see the rationale in that. But at that time, I was wondering, hey, you defer even interest over that 6 months period. What are the banks going to earn? Because you see, when you put 6 months deferment of repayment complete with deferment of interest, it's a no-brainer. Everybody would take it up. Everybody except Thana, of course. He right from the start, he maintained that interest will still be accrued during this period. Okay, but everybody else was operating on the understanding that they won't. So naturally, most people would choose to take up the moratorium. For the banks, if it's just 10% or 20% of your customers taking up the moratorium, it's fine. But chances are the take-up rate of the moratorium is probably more to what, 70-80% of their customers, and that is a serious hit to the banks. Okay, in fact, so that was when at that time, right from the start, I was wondering, can the banks sustain this kind of hit to their cash flow for 6 months? So today, Bank Negara issued a statement, okay, and the line that caught everybody's attention was that from 1st May, the banks have to communicate all the detailed specifics of their bank loan deferment, including those arising from normal profit or interest rates accrued during the moratorium. This caught everybody's attention, because everybody was assuming that there's no interest going to be accumulated. Suddenly now there is. So collectively on the internet, everybody flipping table, And immediately I was reminded of what Thana said. He was right all along. Interest is continuously being accrued. And on Facebook also, I saw Abang Hisham of Roda Pusing. He shared a screen cap of a FAQ sheet by Maybank, which I'm looking at it as well. This is a PDF dated 1st April, and it says, for conventional and Islamic loans and financing, the interest rate or profit will continue to be charged on the balance outstanding and accrued during this period. However, the interest or profit will not be compounded, meaning interest or profit not be charged on the interest of profit that is accrued. Basically, what it means is interest is still being charged, but you will not be charged interest on this interest that you accumulate here. Okay, but let's not just take Maybank. Let's go look at another example. Public Bank. Public Bank here says in their website, you will pay interest by deferring. However, there will be no compounding interest during this deferment period from 1st April to 30th September. This means you will not be charged any interest on the interest that arises during the moratorium period. Roughly the same message, right? RHB, they have this interesting infographic here. It says that during the 6-month deferment, accrual of interest and profit, but with non-compounding interest and profit. Same set of words. Hong Leong Bank, also with in the PDF dated 29 March, interest profit will still continue to be built during this moratorium period. Please note that the deferred installments will not incur compounded interest or profit. So 4 banks, 4 different examples, all documents dated early, okay? Particularly the Maybank and the Hong Leong Bank version, those are PDFs. They were dated 29 March, 1st April. So this is not something new. And all consistently saying the same message. You will be charged interest, but it's just that whatever interest that you are charged now, this additional amount does not incur interest. What clearly means here is this. All along, it was never stated that you won't have to pay interest. Okay, it's just that during that time there were a lot of widespread reports and also messages on social media, telling people that during this 6 months you don't have to pay interest, and everybody believed it. Initially, what at the start of it they say automatically everybody is enrolled in the moratorium. But now the new arrangement is that you now have to take the effort to tell the banks that you want to continue to be in the moratorium. Otherwise, you'll be opted out and you continue to pay your installments next month. Personally, I think this is the better way to go because it ensures that really only the people who really needs the moratorium, they get to take it. All right, they take it and they have this 6-month breathing room that of not having to repay their car loan, not having to repay their housing loan, and don't have to worry about repossession or affecting their credit score. Okay, it also motivates those of us who still have income to think, hey, let's continue to service our commitments. Okay, this ensures that the banks still have money flowing into them. That way they can then continue, they can use that money that comes in to pay the interest of your FD lah, of all your savings account lah, or whatever, all their other operational expenses, which I think is a more realistic arrangement, to be fair. But the question I have to ask is this: why is it that, with this whole misconception floating in public consciousness for the last 4 to 6 months, why wasn't there any clarification from whether is it the government or the Ministry of Finance or Bank Negara or any bank for that matter coming out to clarify this point once and for all, in the simplest sentence, like how the PM used the Makcik Kia example? Why did nobody come out and say, okay, guys, we are giving you this 6-month period, but interest is still running. There is no, the whole belief that there's no interest being accrued is not true. Why did nobody come out to make this clarification in the first place. The other thing is that actually I've been wondering this right from the start, what I think the banks actually should have offered instead of just saying a moratorium, right? Don't have to pay. Why not, okay, offer consumers this option during this 6-month period? Just pay your interest. So, you know, make the principal sum, leave it there. During these 6 months, your housing loan, your car loan, you just pay the interest. I think there's also a major help to a lot of people, and in a way, it still keeps money flowing into the bank. Okay, so right now, the situation actually has not changed. What has changed is the public's understanding of the whole situation, and it does mean that you will have to think a bit harder whether or not you still want to take up the moratorium. But we did a little bit of math, okay? And you can see this on our Facebook, our Aurizn Facebook, where Bobby has worked it out. Okay, let's say like you take up 100,000 ringgit loan. You're 1 year in, 8 years left, 3.5% interest. And the impact to your monthly repayment is 15 ringgit 20 cent a month. But this is Bobby's calculation, not bank's calculation. So, but never mind. So today, and one of our readers, Tian Hong, okay, he PM'd us on our Facebook. Okay, I can't disclose the identity of his bank because these numbers did not come from his bank, so it's not fair for me to attribute it to any specific bank. But his bank, what his bank offers him is this. Our friend here took a 130,000 loan for 9 years, 2.43% signed June last year. Okay, so he has about 7.5 years left, and so 6 months deferred. So his installment is 1,467 ringgit. 6 months deferment, the total amount deferred during this period, 8,802 ringgit. So on this 8,802 ringgit, his bank, according to him, imposes an interest of 4.51% per annum. Okay, not the 2.43%, 4.51% per annum. And so this amount, okay, when he calculated against what you call it, towards the when you put this towards the end of his tenure, it adds up to 3,125 ringgit, of extra additional payments, which in this case the bank lumps it into his final installment. So what his bank offers him here is this: after the moratorium resumes, you continue to pay your installments as per the original rate. Okay, you get an extra 6 months at the end to pay, because this 6 months that you are supposed to pay here is transferred now to the end of your tenure. But the last payment, he will have to pay his 1,467 ringgit plus 3,125 ringgit, meaning that his last settlement is 4,592 ringgit, which is, in all honesty, if let's say like our friend here sells his car before his loan tenure ends, it's basically no difference. Okay, so I asked him further, are you going to take up the moratorium? He said, yeah, why not? Because take cash in hand, and this amount in 8 years down the road will definitely be worth less anyways. Okay, so that is one actual case who reached out to us and shared with us his story. For me, in my situation, I only have one car loan, which is the S-Max. Now, that one is a very interesting situation because there was there's some mistake in my bank standing instructions that from October until now, the bank has been deducting has been deducting my has been auto deducting from my account twice a month. So it means that October until now, I have been double paying the loan of my S-Max. So I don't know, maybe I would, considering that, maybe I would just I would actually still take up the moratorium for the S-Max, and perhaps at the end of it, end of the day, it works out to be the same. I still finish my loan tenure right at where I was supposed to anyways. Okay, but this one I have to speak to the bank next week because today is 30th of April, tomorrow is Labor Day. Yeah, I'll have to speak with them next week and see how it goes. Okay, so guys, what are your thoughts? Are you now with this new understanding, are you still going to take up the moratorium, or are you going to continue paying your loans? Okay, drop me a line in the comment section below. I'll read them out in the next Q&A session. Okay, so here's some good news to cheer you guys up. Those of you looking for a place to stay, here's your chance to own a property in a new developed township complete with facilities, securities, beautiful landscaping, all at a very, very attractive price. So you can continue to enjoy your current lifestyle as it is, your expensive coffee, your dream holiday, fancy smartphone, dream car. All these little indulgences don't need to be sacrificed. Okay, so to know more about this very exciting property concept called Duduk by EcoWorld, go log on to duduk.my, duduk.my, register your interest and find out more about this very, very exciting new concept.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Told you so.